Welcome to TLC's Creative Art Corner. I'm Miss Susan and I hope you had a blessed week. Paul Klee was a Swiss-German national and one of the most innovative artists of the 20th century. Last week we looked at some of his portraits and landscapes and we did a portrait. Today we are going to use words as he did to make abstract art. Now here's an example of one of his most famous pieces that he did in this style, and this one is a poem that he wrote out. Now it's not known whether or not he wrote the poem, but he did this during World War I when he was going through a real depressed time. This is called Once Emerged from the Gray of Night. So you get that idea that he is emerging from something dark and depressing into something more hopeful. Each row and column consists of boxes, equally spaced boxes. Now each box will have a letter in it, a capital letter. Now the boxes with no letter in it is painted one color, and then the boxes that are divided up because of a letter each have a different color in the space, and it gives this overall mosaic effect to the piece. And you can see from him that it's going from a darkness to a lightness. So, and then across the top of the piece is he hand wrote out the verse, and then the bottom line of the art piece is all the colors in his palette. So I thought that was a really nice touch that he did there. So this is called Once Emerged from the Gray of Night. Rather than a poem, you'll use words that are meaningful to you. For example, words that describe or encourage you, things you like, a short Bible verse, or you can write a note to somebody. Use analogous color palette with a complementary color, and then the letters and the grid are going to be outlined in black. So here's some examples my friend and I did. Now this is Tessie's. Can you read what it says? It says, "Friends become our chosen family." This is what she did, and I did this one. Okay. Mine, I put my name across the top, and then I put words that describe me. I said I'm an artist and I'm a global nomad. What materials will you need? Well, first of all, you're going to protect your surface and put on an apron. You're going to need watercolor paper, or you can even use copy paper. You're going to need to use a ruler, a pencil, an eraser is a good idea. You'll need watercolors, watercolor brushes, water, and a container to put it in, obviously, okay? A cloth, or you can use paper towels. You'll need a black crayon, or you can use a marker or a Sharpie. So those are your materials. So hit pause, get your materials, and meet me back here and we'll do the project together. Welcome back. Now the size of your paper is going to determine how many lines and boxes you're going to have for your words. Now, this size paper, 8 by 12 inches, it gives me 4 lines and it'll give me 5 columns. Another size, which is 9 by 13, I believe, this is going to give me 4 lines and 6 columns across. Okay, and then this one is A3 size, and it's going to give me 5 lines and 7 columns. Now, first of all, you're going to measure out a grid, a 2-inch grid. Now, my ruler already measures 2 inches, so I'm just going to trace mine. Otherwise, you're going to have to measure out 2 inches, and you're going to put 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches at the bottom, and then again you'll do that at the top. You'll measure out 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, and then you're going to connect the lines here. And your ruler was like 1.5 inches or whatever size you want to make it easier for yourself, just trace the ruler like this, whatever size it is, and you're just going to have a smaller space to work in, and that's perfectly all right. Okay, and then this is extra, so I'm just going to cut that off at the end, and this is extra. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is choose your phrase or your words, and you need to make sure that you have enough boxes. I chose the verse, "Pray without ceasing," to remind me. You're going to leave 1 empty box between your words. Now you can write 1 word per line, or if it goes on to 2 lines, you just continue it across. You don't need to put a hyphen. Okay, and in the empty boxes you can do designs, like Tessie did. So if you can see in her empty boxes, she did designs to, brighten it up. So it was really great. So once you figured out your wording, you can draw in your words with a pencil with only capital letters. I already determined that mine is going to work. P-R-A-Y space, W-I-T-H-O-U-T space, C-E-A-S-I-N-G. So I have exactly enough boxes. Now you're going to draw in your letters, and you're going to use the whole space. For example, here I'll start to write mine. You're just going to use the lines, sides of the box, okay, and then come around, P, and then, and you want to be sure your curved edges, that's not a real good curve there, you know, touch the lines of the box. Okay. Space. So now I have everything colored in with the black, and I'm going to cut off the excess now. And that would be just along the black line. And if I see any pencil lines, I can go in and erase them before we start to paint. Now it's time to paint. You're going to choose your color palette. I'm going to choose these greens into the blues with some accent of red and purple. Now it's suggested that you do all the empty boxes the same color. I have 2 empty boxes, so I'm going to do mine red, and I'm going to do those straight away. So, and I'm going to use this reddish color. And I will. And like I said, last time, as with watercolors, you can make these as dark or as light as you like by letting it dry and putting another layer on. Now on this one I did a slightly different technique. I tried to fade out the colors, stronger on one side into lighter on the other. As you can see, it sort of gives it this ombre effect, which I thought was kind of nice. So there's many different things you can do with watercolors. Now use a different color in each section of the letters to give it this mosaic effect. Now I'm going to start up in this corner here and work my way across and go box by box. But if you wanted to, you could choose your colors and just do one color everywhere you're going to put it and then the next color. But I like to work one side to the other. So I'm going to start with this green. And I'm going to start it here. Now yellow and purple are complements. They're opposite each other on the color wheel, and when you place them next to each other they really pop out and they sort of dance with each other. It's really quite fun to use colors that way. So you'll continue the process until every box is painted, and then you have an abstract piece in the manner of Paul Klee. So here's my finished piece. Now I outlined again at the end. I'm going to outline, or I outlined it anyway, again with the marker because I want the colors to pop. So I'm going to outline just like I did in the beginning one more time, and I can really straighten up the colors. Okay, and you can see it makes a little bit of a difference, and you just okay, now here's my finished piece. Now I want to finish mine. I want to put it on some construction paper to give it a more finished look. So here's my finished piece. Now you can, if you want, cover yours with laminating paper or book cover stuff. Okay, so it looks just as nice and it looks very, very finished. And then you hang it up on your wall and there you have it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this project. I certainly enjoyed the challenge of finding a phrase or words to fit into the number of boxes that I have and to keep the parallel lines. Please send me your masterpiece and we'll post them on TLC's website. Also, send it your comments and suggestions. I love to hear what you have to say, and there's always room for other ideas. The address is there on the screen. So until next time, be safe, stay healthy, and be a blessing to others. Bye for now.